Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Miami Heat, they drop their preseason opener to the Charlotte Hornets, 111-108. Kelel Ware with a three-point attempt there as right before time expires. Was going for the tie. Miami had their opportunity to take the lead a couple of times here towards the end. Basically, we're playing with the Summer League squad from like the last 3 minutes of the third quarter on. Spo had a very set plan today with how he was going. So I'll work my way back because I think the big headline of all of it was in the final minutes of these games. Like, so from the end of the third towards the fourth quarter, it was the Kelel Ware show. That's what we were all there for. I think the thing that you were highlighted and most encouraged by, the dude was a monstrosity with the rim protection. He had 4 blocks today, 3 of them on one possession. He had a huge block that gave Miami the opportunity to go get the lead. They were unable to convert on it, but just a monster play from Kelel. And mind you, I think a lot of Heat fans were antsy watching this game because Eric Spoelstra, as we've said, one of the things I was skeptical of going into this year was people would tell me, maybe this is the year they play bigger right away. You draft this guy. I'm like, I got to believe it before I see it. And look, it is nothing against Kelel Ware as a player. I think he was fantastic. He was fun. They couldn't corral him today. He was making some. He made one of his threes. I mean, these were his numbers in 17 minutes: 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 steals with an assist. Fouled a little bit, I guess, is the only thing you could quibble with, but 5 of 9, 1 of 3 from downtown, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That, his college coach said is one of his issues. But man, I thought it was a hell of a preseason debut for Kelel Ware. I think the only thing you could really quibble with is bring him in a little earlier, baby. And that's why I tweeted out the meme that I did with the old Gordon Ramsay of, oh, dear gorgeous, and you effing donkey, with Spo with rookie guards, Spo with rookie bigs. Mind you, his rookie guard was pretty damn good today, too, because Pelle Larsson, what a performance by Swedish Swish today. Swedish Swish was like, if you don't think this guy's getting a roll early, look, it's a little tough to tell rotations right now because no Tyler Herro, no Jaime Jaquez, both dealing with groin injuries. It's already starting with the minor injuries, but it is what it is. I guess better safe than sorry. So it's a little hard to tell. That being said, Pelle Larsson, if you were to give him the Jaime Jaquez role and you were to give Alec Burks the Tyler Herro role, I think both of those guys filling in admirably and then some today. Pelle Larsson, first of all, the 3-point shot was on point with his couple of attempts. He hit them both. He was 4 or 5 today. Just always seemingly making the right cut. He was playing with the Intangibles Wonder lineup with him, Duncan Robinson, and Kevin Love, and Haywood Highsmith, and Drew Smith. That lineup wasn't fantastic at times today, but they really they found his energy whenever he was going to the rim. So Pelle Larsson looked tremendous today. I think the thing that really stood out for Miami in this game, and we'll get now to the start of it, was just the ball was popping for the team today, man. Like, they were trying to just move fast. Ball finds energy, early shots in the shot clock. Yes, Bam Adebayo was ripping threes, and Nikola Jović, was doing fantastic. I thought one thing that was really, really encouraging was there was a point in the first quarter where the starters who were out there, so you had Terry, Alec, Nico, Bam, and Terry Rozier. And there was a point where Terry had a great find for Jimmy for a corner 3 to give Miami the lead. Then that was followed up by a Nikola Jović steal and score. It reminded you just of like Jimmy Butler. And it was funny, there was one point where Nico was getting talking to from Jimmy Butler. Like, he gets that mentorship from Jimmy Butler. He's talking about how much that means, and he's in his ear. So to see that play from Nico was really, really great. That dude's passing is like laser stuff. Jović, dude. Like, this guy just something about that game, man. He's just got everything. He's just got everything working there for him. Terry Rozier, who didn't exactly have his shot tonight, he also had a steal and then got an and one that put Miami up 17-0 at that point. And that was another thing that was just helpful with the scoring. And so I think you saw Miami trying to get open looks, trying to get open shots, and we're not shy to pull the trigger. We're not allowing teams, to bring extra coverage. We're not trying to do the extra dribble. We're just looking for shots. Even Jimmy, you could just know, like Jimmy, the minutes that he played today, it was with an effort. He was effective. He was making second efforts on baskets. He goes in there today and in his 60 minutes, he gives you 11 points, but they were plus 12 in those minutes. Absolutely effective. Gave you a steal, gave you a block, got to the free throw line 5 times today in a preseason game in a 16-minute span. Jimmy looked good. Jimmy looked engaged. Jimmy looked in good shape. That was definitely noticeable in this game. Bam Adebayo, thing we always want to look at with him. Today, took 9 shots. 5 were from downtown, and he made 2 of them. So the 3-point shot, he is confident in it. It is definitely a thing that we have to keep notice. It is here. The wait is over, it feels like, with the Bam Adebayo 3-point revolution. We have finally arrived after much waiting and debating. We have arrived at the Bam Adebayo 3-point revolution, which is very, very exciting for the Heat fans who have been waiting for it patiently. So I would say the exciting thing about the starting group, which basically got 2 waves today: effort, ball movement, Jimmy's attempts, going at the rim, playing physical. You have this LaMelo Ball willy-nilly with the basketball. He's a real pain in the ass. He had a good game today, though, where he's just, he'll pull up from anywhere. What did LaMelo Ball finish with? 24 points today, 6 of 12 from downtown. He was great. We got a Benny hat trick. What do we got here, baby? Something just happened. I got the Panthers game on my laptop as I'm watching this and doing this. The Boston Bruins have been playing like a bunch of head cases the entire game. Panthers, as of right now, up 6-2. It looked like Sam Bennett just got a hat trick. Let me see if I can bring up Twitter here. Plan on doing my own Panthers recap on this, but all hell is really broken loose. They have been trying to find Matthew Tkachuk. It was Evan Rodriguez, excuse me. But they have been trying to literally fight Matthew Tkachuk since the first whistle. They right now, every Bruin is trying to fight Matthew Tkachuk. All hell is broken loose. The Bruins have been playing like a bunch of head cases today, man. I've had both of these games going on. It's been a wild one. I'm going to do a Panthers recap tonight because this has been an awesome game. But the Panthers are up 6-2 as long as this stands. I see no reason why it won't right now. 13 and a half minutes left there in the game. Anyway, so, yeah, the starters I thought looked good today. Alec Burks, really good performance from him. He's kind of been one of the quiet stories. But 3 of 3, 2 of 2 from downtown, hit his open shots, 2 steals, 2 blocks, an assist. Like, was just everywhere. He was on the deck playing hard. I just thought that was one of the things that was nice about today's game is I did feel like the starters were giving a rat's ass and we're playing hard and we're trying to play defense. Charlotte's a weird team. They got a lot of firepower, but you know that they're gonna do some quirky stuff that you gotta handle. But yeah, LaMelo Ball was absolutely fantastic with his shot today. That weird ass shot that he has. But, Bridges is no slouch. He didn't get much today from the rookie Brandon Miller. He kind of stunk up the joint shooting the basketball. But, they always one of those teams that when the Heat play them, I'm just like, right. This is not going to be fun and fantastic. So, Spo would sub in. He goes with the lineup of Duncan Robinson, Pelle Larsson, Haywood Highsmith, Kevin Love, and Drew Smith. And this is a point where you got Seth Curry. He gets a little bit hot, but the big highlight here, Charlotte builds up a lead, and then Pelle Larsson gets a 3-ball from Kevin Love, run to the rim where he gets it from Haywood Highsmith. It was a hit ahead from Duncan Robinson. Hold on, what do we got here in the Cats game? Ref is calling. We got fisticuffs and penalties galore. He's throwing up a lot of penalties. But it looks like the goal is going to stand. Yeah, Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett both going in the box. So looks like Boston's about to go on the power play, though they're down 4 with 13.5 left. But looks like this goal is going to stand. I'm guessing. I don't see any wave off as I talk to you rascals right now. So, yeah, that was the best part of it. Miami would go back up 35-33 in the second quarter. And Duncan Robinson, from him today, you still saw his moves get into the cup. Like, he's got that still in his bag. It is, Kevin Love has been such an interesting... It's such an interesting thing on this team, right? Because he is, the bar none, like, morale locker room leader. And you know what he can do efficiently, offensively in these games. But, man, we haven't talked about him very much this offseason. And I think that's when a lot of Heat fans are looking. They're seeing Thomas Bryant and they're seeing Kevin Love. And they want the new thing. And I'm just here to tell you, just don't be surprised if Kel'el Ware doesn't get a lot of minutes. I don't know that to be the case. I thought that he looked great today. But just don't be surprised if that's the case. If it is this something where Ware starts things off. Pelle definitely got some run today, but mind you, two guys that would be playing in front of him weren't there today. So in a game where you have Tyler Herro and Jaime Jaquez, Pelle may not get it. But Pelle looks, that kid he doesn't look like a rookie. He looks stout. There were some times where he got defensively burned and he got some fouls. It's going to happen. You're playing at an NBA speed right now. It happened to Jaime last year too. But he's just in the right place, man. And this is what if you watch him in Summer League, if you watch him in college, you read anything about him in college, everybody just says just always seems to be there making the right play. And that's been the impression when you saw last night in the scrimmage, you saw today, you saw Summer League. That has been Pelle Larsson to a T. Kelel, it's an interesting thing because it's almost like he's almost like you almost have to like Hulk him up to get him to these minutes. I'm not questioning the effort thing, but it's like it's not like it revs up and then it's like, man, he'll have these moments where he looks like an absolute friggin' monster. So if you're a Heat fan tonight, really exciting stuff from a couple of standpoints. I think you're excited because the offense was flowing, the ball was finding energy, was flowing around. I think you're fired up because Jimmy looked great. I think you're fired up because Bam's shooting threes. I think you're fired up because your two draft picks both look like they're gonna be something. And then from the other guys, from the Summer League squad, I would say Keishad had just always making those effort plays, those energy plays. He had the one where they have the tie up at the end to basically get the Keishad Johnson gets the jump ball. And then my favorite thing, we got the Spo travel call. I was like, yeah.
The Spo travel call. There's an art to it. Because there's yeah, there is. No, we watch
you get carried away.
So we go fingers and then we go to full arms. Do you know when it gets to the point where we go from fingers to all right, enough. He's walking all over the place.
Oh boy, is this a meme or something?
Yes, no. Come on. We're seeing it. It's like it's
I haven't seen that one. I've seen the one I call the horns. Like I have seen that. I've not seen the travel, but hey, if you're not paying attention. All right, then, hey, I'm going to make you pay attention. I guess that's what it is.
It stands out because you're so stoic on the sidelines. Like, you don't – and then all of a sudden –
it's beautiful.
First preseason game. Spo's trying to get the – they end up doing the jump ball. He get the ball, call timeout, and unfortunately – oh, no. He get the ball. Christopher's then blocked, and then they have 8 seconds left. They go 1 or 2 at the free throw line. They call timeout. They give Kelel the opportunity for the overtime 3. Excuse me. Once again, been watching 2 games tonight. Head's been on the Cats too, but it was a fun. It was a fun performance, man. I mean, like you had like. I think today was just like one of those like Heat buffets. Like you just got a little of everything. I don't think there was a lot of negative to dive into other than injuries. And certainly, that remains a pain in the ass. 2 of your young guns too. Like, really? They have groin injuries, soft tissue injuries to start? All right. So hopefully those are not major. Now, if you didn't hear, their Thursday game got postponed. So I don't believe the Heat are playing again until Sunday. So I would imagine they're going to get some good competitive practices in if they're home. Probably if I had to guess, I don't know. We'll see. They may practice. I'm sure they're going to fly back with this, having back-to-back with the scrimmage and this. If I had to guess Friday, maybe the Heat get a practice in on Friday before, or maybe practice on, I would say probably get a practice in maybe Friday and Saturday, and then get into the preseason game. So they'll get some time together to even sharpen some more things up and get those competitive things. I'm just guessing. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just kind of looking at the days off now and thinking about the one thing with the preseason now is now they have 3 games in 4 nights because they got moved to next Wednesday, and they have a back-to-back. So fascinating to see if they go Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Which one there'll be a game there which is going to be like a G League game. That's going to be like all the young guys nonstop. But if Wembanyama does play in the Spurs game, I am kind of curious to see some of those matchups. But yeah, fun one tonight, man. Heat fall short, but a pretty entertaining preseason affair to start off the schedule.